I've just walked up from the city centre, which is very, very close to where we are now here at St James's Park. That's the Gallowgate end, the famous Newcastle end. The reason why I'm starting off the vlog here today is because it perfectly illustrates what could have been. Because you may or may not be aware that the Sheikh Mansour, looked at buying Newcastle as an option back in the day when he decided to join City. And one of the reasons he decided not to buy Newcastle at that time was because it's so close to the city centre. It's on the hill coming out of the city, and that stand there is, as you can see, quite low compared to the Gallowgate end. And when we're inside the stadium and I take a bit of video looking down inside the stadium, you'll see it's a little bit imbalanced, and that's because of building regulations. And that, although I remember that being a new stand, it was only allowed to be built so high. So there are restrictions on the way that Newcastle could be developed. Sheikh Mansour clearly wanted to have the area to expand. The stadium, of course, at the Etihad, which was a City of Manchester stadium back then, had more land around it to be developed, and they're trying to make use of that now. And you've seen that the South Stand has been expanded as well. Now Newcastle have new owners, ironically coming from the same part of the world. Who knows what they'll do in the future? Will this ground stay? Will it go? Will they somehow get around the building regulations and build this side of the ground a little higher and make it more even? Nobody really knows at the moment. One thing we do know, though, is that Newcastle are heading the wrong way at the moment. So in theory, it should be a relatively comfortable game for City. The other twist in the story today is, of course, the COVID situation. A lot of games were called off yesterday and indeed today in the Premier League because of outbreaks, and there's talk of maybe a lockdown again or a close down of football, who knows. So it'll be interesting to see what people think of that today, and also the way that football's going to continue on. Will I still be able to do my vlogs? Anyway, for today, for now, I'm here and I will talk to some fans, see what they think before and after the game as usual. Thanks very much for watching. Let's see what they've got to say. How nervous were you that this game would actually be on today? Because we're in uncharted territory at the moment, aren't we?
Oh, definitely, yeah. I wasn't sure it would be on, but hopefully we'll get 3 points and that's it. End of story.
Is this whole COVID situation something you're anxious about? I mean, there's games coming thick and fast at this time of the year, aren't there?
Yeah, I'm just worried about it might get finished the season, but hopefully not, and we'll just go on and win the league, and that's it. Yeah.
What's your feeling? I mean, are you confident about coming here today in this situation?
Yeah, I think it'll be an easy win.
Not worried at all?
Not really, no.
Yeah, you just never know at Newcastle, anything can happen. But yeah, looking forward to it. It should be a good win. But Arsenal on New Year's Day, don't know if it'll be on or off. Nobody knows, do they?
No.
It's one of those, but if it's on, we'll be down there. Yeah.
And you came up here yesterday, so you're fairly confident it was going to be on, were you?
Well, we had hotel booked, we had train booked, so just come up for the night out, and if it's off, isn't it? It's sort of thing, yeah. Yeah, no point wasting the money on hotel and trains. Yeah.
Do you get the irony that Newcastle were the team that Sheikh Mansour nearly bought and decided to buy City instead, and now they've got their own sugar daddy, if you want to call them that?
Yeah, but wait till they go in the Championship, see what happens then. They'll be going down.
Do you not think they'll come back though very strong and be a real threat in years to come?
Time will tell, won't it? Time will tell.
Going forward, yes, but not at the minute. They're still going down at the minute. Probably start of next year they'll start coming back up, but they're going down and then probably come back up.
Is this a place you like to visit, Newcastle?
It's my first away game.
First one?
Yeah, first away game, so 3 points, we need it.
And you've got to be confident in the way City are playing at the moment, haven't
Yeah,
friendly
very
people,
confident.
Good night out.
You had a good time out?
Yeah, friendly people, and everyone gets on with everyone. Yeah, so that's what it's all about.
The Sheikh apparently looked at Newcastle to buy, and because it's so close to the city centre, has building restrictions around it. He didn't, he bought City, and we know what happened. The irony being, of course, now that they have a new benefactor. Do you see the twist in that? Because you know what's happened in the past, don't you?
I walked from Manchester Piccadilly to the ground the other day, and it is extraordinary what has happened. It's not simply about the club, it's not simply about the sports facilities, it's about the whole, schools there, so so much. All that money and you go. So we've got Manchester City. Actually, to be honest, Manchester City are not exactly short of money either, but you know what, the good thing about City is that they've invested it wisely. We talk about the area around Manchester City. I mean, when I go to games, I park at the training ground. I mean, the facilities there are phenomenal. If you go in and interview players, obviously we can't at the moment, but the facilities are there phenomenal. So it's not simply the bricks and mortar of the stadium, it's the people, the infrastructure, it's the training ground, and it's the quality of the people who do the recruitment to make sure. You know, when did you last buy a player? Manchester City, even with all the wealth, you know, the fans are singing about wealth here. When did you last buy a player who didn't really work out? You know, you've got to give a player. Some players take longer to settle. Their families might be over. Obviously, COVID is a bit difficult. I mean, even Leroy Sané, people had some question marks about him. He's a good player. I thought he sort of developed here. It's partly Pep Guardiola and his coaching staff, partly the intensity and the quality of the other players that make sure that players develop. But they all develop. Like I read somewhere that Jack Grealish was struggling. Grealish is a fantastic player. He is playing a different type of game, but he is showing. I think we're seeing more from Phil Foden, who's not playing so much on the left. He's playing inside. I think Phil Foden's he'll probably win Young Player of the Year and be pushing Bernardo Silva and Cancelo.
Not really. Yeah.
You're always here.
We're not really here.
See, this is what it's about. So when if the games go behind closed doors, we'll miss all that. And not simply me as a journalist, and you as a sort of journalist, sort of in the ground as well, but the broadcasters, the overseas broadcasters, the home broadcasters. And one other thing about the fans, who stopped the European Super League? Manchester City fans, Manchester United fans, Newcastle United fans, even though they weren't, you know, their owners weren't involved. You know, Arsenal fans, Spurs fans, Liverpool fans. He was absolutely key. So that's why I hope the ground stay open as long as possible, because the game owes it to the fans. Because the Premier League will probably be killed by the European Super League. So, you know, Premier League owes it to the fans. But I do worry the numbers are going to creep up. The R numbers in the London hospitals are off the scale at the moment. Got friends who work there, and it is a concern. So you don't want to see that, because as the great Jock Stein said, football without fans is nothing.
And of course today is the introduction of not only have you got to have a ticket, research, but also produce a COVID test that you've had in the last 2 days, a lateral flow test, or produce your vaccine certificate to get in. So a few more barriers, if you like, to go through. Understandable, but a few more things to do before you go into the game. One of the drawbacks of coming to Newcastle, we're in the away end. It's all these steps we've got to climb up, because the seats are right high up at the back. Get a great view though.
We're going to struggle here getting up these steps.
How many more steps have you got to go
I think
up
it's
now?
another five floors. Yeah, the 5 floors. So
Is it worth it?
it will be. It will be. Thanks, Ian.
So this is the club that the Sheikh Mansour could have bought, and you can see why, because of the layout of it here, can't you?
Well, if you wanted a city centre piece of real estate to flog, you know, like Jim Bowen said, this is what you could have won. I think we did all right.
You can see why City was a more attractive club to buy at the time, can't you?
Yeah, I think Manchester being at the epicentre of the Northwest football empire, this is on its own, this is remote really. Yeah, you've got Borough and Sunderland nearby, but I mean, a lot of history here, but that's all it is, I think. You know, reality is that Manchester would have been a more attractive proposition to players to come and live in the UK as well. So, yeah, I think he did the right thing.
Do you see Newcastle as a big club, as big as City?
In terms of playing him here, we've always had trouble here, so I see him as a good club, a big club, yeah, because the fan base, you get the stadium filled out every week here, and it's never changed when they've been at the top. But in terms of how big we've become, I say they're not quite there yet, but with the new owners coming in, then definitely they'll be there soon about.
We should win, 3 or 4. I think they'll score. I think it'll be 3 or 4-1. Confident, glad we're playing. On the way up, we would find out whether we were playing or not on the drive up. Glad we're playing. and roll on Boxing Day hopefully.
You think this is going to be the last game for a while?
Could be. I don't think it's on the cards it's going to have a lockdown, but whether it's before and after Christmas, it all depends on it's Johnson, doesn't it?
What do you think of the takeover here? Is it as a parallel to what happened to us potentially, isn't it?
Well, not really, because we was 8th in the league when we was taken over. These are bottom of the league. We're going to have a hard rest of the season. And who would want to sign for them if they get relegated? Because there's a chance, a good chance of them get relegated. What top signees would sign for them? Can't see anybody wanting to come, to be honest. So we were in a better position. And it took us, what, 3-4 years? So it could take 6-7 years here. And then we can sing to them, where were you when you were, like they do to us. Which, I don't like their fans for that reason. I think they get a lot of plaudits, their fans, and I don't like them. When you sing to us, where were you? We've always had hardcore. They did 14,000 pre-Keegan. Says it all.
Pretty, I don't want to say easy because it's a bit disrespectful, but got off to a good start obviously with a goal, not been really threatened. Cancelo obviously won the goal, another one, we're having our own sort of goal of the month competition of late, aren't we? So yeah, very pleased.
There was an incident in the first half when Cancelo cleared the ball. People at home have texted me saying, how was that not a penalty? Now it's been really fair because it would have been a penalty against City. But what did you think of it?
I thought Edison did take him out, but I thought Cancelo was already in control of the ball, so the Newcastle player wasn't going to win the ball. So to me, that, obviously, I've always seen it from up there, not seen a replay, but that was my initial reaction when the decision was made.
Should be a couple more in the second half, shouldn't it?
I'd like to think so. I mean, we're in control of the game. Just keep it simple. Don't do anything stupid, and I think it should be an easy win in the end.
Christmas shopping, gone Christmas shopping. You should have gone Christmas shopping. Gone Christmas shopping.
Magnificent performance. Men against boys. 3 points in the bag. Happy Christmas, everybody.
Like the new song by Cancelo, they were singing a new song, weren't they?
They were singing a new song, yeah. Fantastic. Absolutely brilliant day out. Thank you very much.
I was wrong. I said 4-1 and it was 4-0. Another commanding performance. Lindon Leicester.
You can tell they're by far the best footballing team the league's ever seen. Possession, passing off the ball, you've not seen anything like it.
That second goal was like different class, wasn't it? Absolutely. The minute he like dropped the shoulder, bang, great goal.
I think every football fan's got to realise what kind of football they're playing. I don't think you've ever seen football like it in the Premier League.
Very lucky.
Never.
We're very lucky
Never.
to watch this football. Very lucky.
They've not got a team of individuals. It's the best footballing team this league must have ever seen. It's got to be, because I've not seen football like that in my life.
It's a pleasure to watch it, Ian. You must know that's a pleasure.
There's an argument to say that they don't need a striker. I mean, I firmly believe that this is carry on like this.
It's pure class. You tell me a footballer in that team that's a bad player. I can't see a world-class player in that team. It's a team, and that's it.
It's not about egos, it's about being together, isn't it?
All right.
There's so many options, and they all work for each other, and just a great side.
I've never seen a game. I've never seen a football team like that. Never. And that's being realistic. And you know that as well, don't you?
Top man, easy.
Have a nice Christmas.
Cheers, pal.
And you have a good Christmas as well.
You too.
I thought it was in second gear most of the game.
Say that again.
I thought it was in second gear for the whole of the game. Not our best today, but still 4-0.
Not our best.
No, but you can't complain, can you? 4-0, so happy days.
I mean, it's pretty special, this, isn't it? I mean, I never take it for granted. I come to every game and think it's like living a dream.
Yeah, absolutely same, yeah. Some football sublime, and then some of it's just, I don't know. And I can't explain it, can you? You don't know it. You don't know what they train. What they feed Christmas, you can't complain, can you? What do they feed them on?
Not bad actually, not as good as Tuesday, but a win's a win, and at this stage of the season you just got to keep it rolling. So yeah, delighted for the win.
You getting greedy if you don't think that was good.
Well, we are, aren't we? Unfortunately, compared to some of the rubbish we've seen, well, you can't get a particular good view from up here. It's an awful position to watch the game, but a win's a win. We'll settle for that.
What did you think of it?
I thought we played extremely well today. I thought everybody played and they played as a team, I think, and it showed. And I'm just glad that he managed to start a few players that hadn't played for a long time, like Jesus, who I thought played exceptionally well today. Cancelo, I think he played well. Played well in the first half. He made a few mistakes in the second half. But I think as a whole, they play as a team, and that's what you need. You need team, and that's why we're doing so well.
Well, that concludes another successful away trip, another match day vlog. Thanks very much to Timpson, MusicMagpie and RRG Group for their support, and for all the people who take part in the vlogs, whether they do it knowingly or unknowingly, or whether they do it because I've cornered them or because they really wanted to be on it. It's really, really appreciated. I don't know whether there'll be another match day vlog on Boxing Day. Hopefully there will be against Leicester. Whether it'll be after that, at some point I'll be back, I'm sure. So let me say this, have a happy Christmas. Thanks very much for watching. Remember to subscribe, ring the little bell thing on YouTube, then you get notified every time I do one of these vlogs. And remember, there's also an audio podcast which I do weekly. This week Andy Morrison has promised to be the guest, so look out for that one. That'll be published on Monday evening UK time, straight after this game. So have a great weekend, rest of your weekend, great week, and a great Christmas. See you next time. Isn't it great to be a Blue? Yes, it is.